everyone! Sorry if the top of my head's cut off, but I figured since this is Winnie's channel, Winnie should be the focus of this video, even though this video isn't about Winnie specifically doing something or me filming her doing something like the puppyhood series or the grooming series. I wanted to show you some of Winnie's summer's essentials. Thanks, baby! Because we're right in the middle of summer now, practically, and it has been really hot for the most part. It's just now in the past week kind of leveled out to a normal temperature for summer, which is about, you know, the low to mid 80s, and where we live here in the Midwest, it gets rather humid. And you can see with all of Winnie's hair, that can make it very challenging to keep her cool and healthy and safe. Especially being a Shih Tzu, having the shortened nose and muzzle. Dogs perspire mainly through their nose and through their paws. And Winnie and any other dog that has a shortened muzzle, like a pug, would be a similar thing. Opso, I think they have shorter muzzles, Pekingese, those sorts of dogs. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just harder for them to cool down with the combination of her having so much fur. You just don't want to look at the camera, do you? She says no. I'm going to try one more time. There, maybe if I rub your belly. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, is that good? Okay. You know, it's just hard to keep her cool. So I have a few tricks for that specifically, and then some other things that we just use every summer and love and enjoy. So the main thing, and since she's lying here, I will show you, is the way that Winnie cools down the fastest is by putting her belly flat on a cold surface or cool surface, or any surface that's moderately cooler than it is for the rest of her. And that's because the belly is the hottest part of the dog, as with many four-legged animals, I would imagine. And it's easiest for them to cool down quickest if that part of their body cools down faster, because it's so hot and it's where all their main organs are. So what I do every summer is I trim Winnie's belly down. Now you can see here, it's been about a week since I last shaved it. And previously, until this year, I had just clipped it using our little Chris Christensen clipping shears, just really carefully, obviously. But that didn't feel terribly safe to me, and I also wanted to get a closer shave. So I actually invested, oh, it's okay. I invested in a cordless trimmer. This is by Oster. It came with 4 or 5 attachment heads, and what those are basically just little spacers that determine how long the hair is that you're buzzing. So for instance, for Winnie's belly, it's probably about a 1/4 inch right now because it's grown out, but I like to clip her with the 1/8 inch attachment, meaning it gets her belly hair down to 1/8 inches. 1/8 of an inch. And this is actually really safe to use and super easy. I charge it up overnight the night before I'm going to use it. I probably do it in the summer about every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how fast her hair grows and how hot it is. I'll probably wait another week before trimming this again. But I call this Winnie's built-in air conditioning. It just makes it so much easier for her to cool down, and yeah, basically, because when we come in from a walk or being in the car, she'll immediately sprawl out flat on the floor, and then she'll get up and move when she warms up that part of the floor with her body heat to a cooler spot. And this just helps her cool down so much faster. Now, in the fall, when it starts getting cooler again, I will stop clipping her there completely, and I let it grow in for the winter, because it's like the opposite effect. It's more like built-in, it's like central heating, right? So instead of, you know, air conditioning, you want to switch to heating for the winter, so that's what we do. We grow it out, and then she has a nice little layer of fuzz down there. It probably gets to about 2 to 3 inches long by the time we get back to spring, and I want to start clipping it again. And I will clip it kind of periodically, with the weather. So in spring, when it starts getting a little bit warmer, I will just cut it down a little bit, maybe to about 1 inch. And then as it gets hotter and hotter, I'll shave it down. She does not want to look at the camera. I'm sorry, you guys. So that's my keeping cool trick number 1. Keeping cool trick number 2 is keeping my house at a cool, consistent temperature. Now this is beneficial for the people who live here as well, but also Obviously for her, we have wood floors, which is helpful, and there are some areas of tile, so it's really easy for her to cool down quickly when she's been outside and been hot. Also, when we're going to be in the car, like sometimes I drive with Winnie to take her for a walk somewhere else, and then I know we're going to get back in the car. As much as I love her Snoozer pet products, Lookout 2 car seat, I believe that's the model, I'll link it below. I've showed it in other videos and on her blog. But it is like a microfiber kind of fake suede material, and it does not cool her down at all. In fact, I think it's more heat retaining than anything else. So when I know we're going to be out and then come back in the car, even with the air conditioning on, the seat gets hot for her, and I can tell it's hot because she'll kind of like stand on top of it, and then sometimes she'll try to stretch out of the seat even though she's clipped in with a harness, and like get her belly on the center console just to be cooler. So I've just bring, this is a cold pack by Theramed. It's actually a back pad. I bought this at a Walgreens or something a long time ago. It's actually the perfect size to fit right on top of the pillow part of her car seat. It's the perfect size, and I just have a very thin like kitchen towel, almost like a tea towel, that I put over this. And when we get back from the walk, I'll put this on the seat, and she'll sit on the top of the towel on top of this, and she cools down really easy and really fast. And it's not too cold or anything. It's, you know, it's meant to not freeze you or give you freezer burn or anything like that. So that's another tip. And my third tip for keeping Winnie cool during the hotter months is the timing of walking her. When it's warm like this and really humid, and especially when it's, you know, getting up to the 90s and even hotter, I take great caution about when I take her out. I still take her out every morning first thing, and actually probably even earlier than I do in the winter, because I like in the winter for it to warm up a little bit, for the sun to come up, and since the days are shorter, I end up taking her for a later walk in the morning than I do in the summer, whereas we go like pretty much first thing. Well, I usually work out first, but then it's about between 7 and 8 that I take her out for her first walk. And that's before the sun is really high in the sky or has had, you know, a chance to really heat up. The day hasn't had a chance to heat up yet. And the morning is always the coolest time of day because it had all of the nighttime to cool down. So that's when I take her for her longest walk, which is, you know, on average about 35 minutes to 55 minutes, depending on how hot it is and what kind of mood we're in and what kind of time we have. And then I actually will wait to take her for a second walk until right after we eat dinner, so about 7:30 or 8, I'll take her out for a second walk, and that will generally be between a 20 and 30 minute walk. Just, you know, when the sun is setting or, you know, about to set, it's cooler, but I can't take her for too long because it's still pretty hot. So she only gets the 2 walks a day in the summer. Sometimes in the fall and spring I'll take her 3 times out because it's just the perfect Winnie weather, as we like to call it. But that is what we do in the summer, and she's fine with it, and she does well that way, and I know she's not going to overheat and get like heat sickness or anything. So those are my walking tips. To go along with that, some of our summer walking essentials would be her summery looking leash and collar. Of course, you guys know I change these seasonally. I think I mentioned this in the winter essentials video. This is Upcountry, which is our favorite lead and collar brand. This is the Pick-a-Dilly pattern in Flower Power. It's a little dirty, I need to wash it. But this is the leash and collar set she's been rocking this summer, and then she has red Dingo, what is this called? I'm blanking. Collar tag, dog tag, right? With her name and my cell phone number on the back, and it's got a little pink, I'll try to zoom in on it, it's got a little pink butterfly on it, so it matches nice. So those are just our fashion accessories. And the thing that's for me, but is, you know, obviously for her as well, is my dog walking bag for summer. So I showed the bag I use in the winter, which is an over-the-shoulder kind of bag. I'll link that video in below in case you guys missed it and are curious what our winter essentials for Winnie are. This is the one I use in the summer because I'm not wearing coats. I'm usually just wearing like a tank top like this and some mesh shorts or something and my sneakers. So this is nice because it clips around my waist. It's not like, because it's so hot, you know, it's not like wearing a bag on me. It's a hands-free kind of thing also, which is nice. This is from Lululemon. This is the Travel Pooch. It's actually called Pooch, like P-O-O-C-H, because it was designed with dog walking in mind. I don't think they have it currently online or in store, but it is something they bring out periodically. So if you're interested in something like this, I would just keep your eyes peeled on the Lululemon website because they tend to bring these out every once in a while. So this is nice. It has 3 zippered compartments on the outside. So it has this zipper compartment on the front, and in there I keep backup. I always have 2 or 3 backup doggy bags in the event that my roll runs out, and then I have a roll, and this is actually almost done, you'll see, of doggy bags. And the thing I love about this bag is that I just keep it like that with the zipper mostly zipped, and I can just pull the bag out and it kind of tears right where the next one is. So it's sort of like a built-in dog bag dispenser, even though it's not meant for that. So that's kind of neat. And then there's a back pocket, a little zip pocket, and this one would be closest to my body, and that's where I keep my Starbucks gift card and my tipping money for Starbucks. Because sometimes when we take the longer walk, we walk to town and walk to Starbucks, so I always have that with me. The center pocket is actually the bulk of the bag, and it's got a divider, so it cuts the central pocket in half. And the front half is just that's like a slip pocket, and in here is where I'll tuck my phone. And then I always have this RC Pat's foldable dog poncho, just in case of a sudden rainstorm. That was in her winter bag as well. Tissues for me or her, and the Kleenex Splash and Go moist wipes, which are essential if you have a dog with long hair. You'll know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you need a wet wipe with an animal, and I'm not going to go into much detail about that, but as you can see, I've used most of the pack, so they do come in handy. This is actually for me. This is a little Starbucks like cup cozy someone made for me with little dog paw prints on it, so that's cute. That doesn't really have anything to do with Winnie, but it's cute, so I had to show it. And like I said, I slip my phone right in there too, so it's easy for me to access, but I don't have to carry it. And then in the back, it's got a slip pocket as well, and I have a couple of quart-size Ziploc bags. I always have these in any bag ever, for Winnie, for me, for luggage. You just never know when you're going to need a Ziploc bag. And then it actually has 3 little mesh pockets, and I believe they're labeled. Yeah, this one says treats, this one says phone, and this one says tunes. I don't put the things that they say to put in there in those pouches, but they're just, Lululemon does cutesy things like that. There's a little, actually this is a treat bag with a clip on it, so if you're training your dog, you want to clip this to your bag to have treats available. It's got a little tie, you know, like a zip tie kind of thing to keep it closed. I actually don't keep dog treats on me when I walk with Winnie. I just never have. But that is something I, could do at some point. I always walk with money because I don't bring my wallet with me when I'm walking. So I have like 35 bucks here just in case, of an emergency. And I do have a, in case of an emergency, kind of contact card in here as well. Then in the center pocket, I have my house keys and some lip balm for me with SPF. That's not for Winnie either. And then in the last pocket, I have Truvia packets, which is what I put in my coffee. So the back stuff, the back portion of the bag is really just for me. But I really love this bag. I've been using it. This is my second summer using it, and I just love it. And I actually bought one that's separate, that's actually just black, that I use when we go to Disney World or we're going to an amusement park or something like that, and these bags are just great, so I highly recommend them. Not even just for dog walking, but for other things as well. The last summer essential I have to show you are dog bows. Now, Winnie wears dog bows year-round, and about 99% of the dog bows she has are from Doggy Bow Ties, which I will link below, which is a woman-run website. This is Lynn McGuire is beyond awesome. She makes beautiful, beautiful, beautiful handmade creations. She has so many customers. She does everything herself by hand. Her website is beautiful. Even if you don't have a dog that wears bows, or you just never would buy a bow for your dog, I recommend just going to her website and checking it out because her handiwork is so beautiful. So, of course, Winnie has bows for year-round, but I love her summer ones. They're so festive. I like all the bright colors and things. You can see these are some of the tiny ties bows. I'll zoom in on those if I can. These are some of the flutterbys, I think they're called, and they're little butterfly shapes. And then, you know, she has some really more glamorous looking ones. And then, of course, for the 4th of July, Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, that sort of thing, we have our very patriotic, Old Glory kind of red, white, and blue bows. And I'll just give you, Winnie, honey, you gotta get up now. We're gonna show them. Winnie today is wearing her tiny ties with the little pink strawberries on them. So those are sweet. And that concludes our summer essentials video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Winnie and I would love to know what your summer essentials with your dog are. And if you haven't already, please check out Winnie's blog, WinnieTheTzuTube.com, for daily picture posts of Winnie. Right now we're still working on twice daily posts because I'm so behind posting pictures. We're still in May pictures, but hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you real soon. And as always, please leave requests for Winnie's channel if you have any videos you'd love to see featuring you know who. Okay, now we're going to say goodbye for real. Okay, say bye. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.